Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Guitar Talk. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check us out over at guitargeargiveaway.co.uk. Roll that intro. Welcome back to Guitar Talk. Today we are looking at this awesome Musicman USA John Petrucci JP15 guitar. So as you can see, there's a lot going on with this guitar, so let's take a look at the specs. We have got an African mahogany body with a roasted quilt maple top. You've got two humbuckers, which are Damasio illuminators. You've got the Musicman piezo bridge and the three-way switch here, which controls if you are using the humbuckers or the piezo. We'll get to more of that in a little bit. You've got your three-way switch, which is for the humbuckers. You've got three controls, your volumes and your tone there. Two of these are push-push pots. So you have got a push-push pot for controlling a volume boost. You have got a push-push pot as well for coil taps, turning these into single coils. And then on the back of the guitar, you have got controls for the boost and the piezo system, your batteries. You've got a dual input as well, so you can split the signal of the piezo and the humbuckers to send it to like an amp and PA system or an amp and acoustic amp, so you can get the best out of both tones that are available with this guitar. Looking at the neck side of things on this, we have got a roasted figured maple neck with a roasted figured maple fingerboard. Medium jumbo frets, there's 24 frets on this. You've got shield inlays. You've got the 4x2 Musicman tuners, which means that the strings go straight through, no angles, so it's better tuning stability because there's nothing getting caught up at the nut. You've got shadow locking tuners, which again helps with the stability. A flat but comfortable 17-inch radius and a 25.5-inch scale. Build quality of this is just completely out of this world. Musicman always use amazing woods on their builds, and you can just see the quality of the figuring in the woods. It's just really beautiful stuff. The craftsmanship on the top, I mean, like the join between the maple and the mahogany is just completely flawless. You can't feel anything there. Everything on this has just been made to absolute precision. The ends of the frets, you know, you can't even feel them when you're moving your hand up and down the side of the fretboard. The frets themselves have been finished really well as well. So when you're bending strings, there's no fight, there's no friction. It's just nice and smooth, completely up and down the neck. So the finish on this is almost completely matte. The back of the headstock is gloss, but other than that, it's just a nice satin matte finish. It's a gunstock oil on the neck, so it just feels really nice and smooth. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm one of those guys who, you know, I stick to gloss finishes. So for me, this is just really nice. It's a matte finish on the body as well, so it just feels like bare wood. Everything is just nice and smooth. So, you know, if your hand is on the body when you're playing, you don't get gunked up with sweat or sticking to it. It's really, really nice. The quality of the components that they use on the JP15 is just all really awesome. The shallow tuners are great quality, so you know that they're going to be nice and stable. The pots, there's a little bit of friction there, but not much. They feel like they are really good quality. And with some of the push pots, you kind of get the feeling that when you push them in, they're going to pop out and they're not going to go back in again. These don't feel like that. They feel really reassuring. The switches on the guitar, they're nice and rugged. They feel really solid, so they don't feel like you're going to accidentally knock them around or anything. Just everything on this feels like it's nice and expensive and just like it's not going to let you down. Playability wise, as I mentioned before, it's a 17-inch radius, which is relatively flat. I've played other guitars with flat radiuses and they just didn't feel that comfortable, but with this, it does feel really nice and comfortable to play. The neck it doesn't feel wide, it feels quite slim, not Ibanez thin, but it fits in my hand really comfortably. I mean, obviously we've all got different shaped hands, which, we all prefer different style necks, but to me, this just fits really comfortably in my hand and just doesn't feel like it's a struggle to play. So a couple of drawbacks on the guitar, because it's a floating bridge. If in your set you've got, most of your songs are in standard tuning or all in just, any tuning, say most of your songs are in this one tuning, and then you get to a song where you need to like drop this string down. Because it's a floating bridge, when you decrease the tension on the string, the bridge goes back a little bit, which means all of the other strings go sharp. So it's a bit of a nightmare if you want to tune on the fly, because it takes you about 5 minutes to rebalance the trem to get everything back in tune, which is not ideal when you're playing live. Obviously, no one's got time mid-set to be messing around for 5 minutes getting your guitar in tune. Tone-wise, with the JP15, it's probably one of the most flexible guitars I have ever played. So it's got the Damasio illuminators in, as I mentioned earlier, which are John Petrucci signature pickups. You can tell with him being in a band like Dream Theater that these have been designed with a wall of sound in mind, where obviously he's in a band with keyboards and all kinds of stuff going on. So obviously he wants to cut through in the mix and just get that big guitar sound into their mix. That being said, they're still really dynamic. They respond really well to the volume, so you can clean them up nicely by just rolling the volume back a little bit. As well, where you have the coil taps, when you push that in, the single coil sounds on this, you can get some really nice spanky Strat style tones out of it, which again is really useful because it just makes it super versatile. So obviously the other cool thing tone-wise on this is that you've got the piezo system, which means with the flick of a switch, you can get some convincing acoustic style tones as well, which is really useful. So if you've got acoustic songs in your set list and you only want to take one guitar, you just need to take this and you don't need to worry about carrying around an acoustic as well. Or say you just want an acoustic sound in the verse and you want to switch over to a distorted crunch tone in the chorus, then obviously, as I said, you can do it with the flick of the switch. Or even just if you're playing a nice clean song and you just want that split of both sounds just to give a different texture to your tone, it's completely achievable with this. So, you know, again, this is one of the most flexible guitars I have ever played. Live or in the studio, this thing can handle pretty much anything that you throw at it. It's just a really flexible guitar. So, you know, obviously if you want a Telecaster style tone, then only a Tele is going to do an authentic Tele tone. So you're better off taking a Tele. But in terms of flexibility, if you want one guitar that can do pretty much anything, then the JP15, you know, is pretty unbeatable in that. So I've put together a quick clip just to show you me recording a quick song using a variety of different tones that you can get out of this. So here you go. If you were to ask me what is my favorite guitar of all time, then straight up I would say it's a USA PV Wolfgang. Ever since I've had one in my late teens, it's always been my favorite guitar. It still is today. If you were to say to me which guitar do you think has the most mojo, then I would just say, you know, a nice old Strat. To me, that is the ultimate mojo guitar. If you said you can only have one guitar now and it's got to last you the rest of your lifetime, you've got to get rid of anything else, just one guitar, what's it going to be? Then hands down, it would be a JP15, just because it's so comfortable to play, it's so flexible, and it just handles pretty much anything that you can throw at it. So it just gets you through any situation. In terms of mojo and character, you know, to me, it doesn't have that. It feels like a machine. It feels like a tool. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you need something that's going to do everything, then this is exactly what you need. It's just built to be a precision machine. So that being said, obviously this is the Musicman JP15. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and other than that, we will see you in the next video. Bye.